When this woman tried to catch a German Shepherd, the dog didn't just hide, it started to cry. It was a chilling, desperate cry, like a human's that filled the air. To anyone watching, it seemed like the crying dog was being hurt, an animal already so scared and pushed to its limit. But what happened next was something no one expected. This woman was Loretta Frankenite. Loretta rescues animals with a group called Hope for Paws. But before she rescued animals, Loretta had a very different life. She was born in a country called Lithuania. Her family were famous artists and musicians. Loretta was a talented musician too. She started performing when she was only 4 years old. When she was 7, she even sang in a giant stadium for 20,000 people. Later, Loretta's family moved to Spain. In Spain, there were many stray cats. Loretta and her parents wanted to help them. They helped hundreds of cats get spayed and neutered so they wouldn't have more kittens. They also took care of cat colonies and fed tiny kittens that had lost their moms. Loretta also did some modeling, but she loved music the most. So when she was 15, she moved to England to study music. She even got a record deal with Warner Brothers Records, and one of her songs was on a TV show called Friends Again. But even with her music career, Loretta felt like something was missing. She had always loved animals. Ever since she was a little girl, she would bring home hurt birds, dogs, and cats. Her parents always supported her and helped her care for them. A few years ago, Loretta saw a Hope for Paws video about a rescue dog named Fiona. It made her want to help too. Then by chance, she met Eldad, the man who started Hope for Paws, when she needed help rescuing a dog and later a bunny. Loretta finally got the courage to ask if she could help with rescues. So 4 years ago, after her last big music shows in China, Loretta decided to take a break from music for 1 year to rescue animals. That 1 year has turned into 4 years and she's still doing it. Loretta says that saving an animal's life gives her more joy than anything else. And today she was facing a very scared, crying German Shepherd. The call for help came from a kind woman named Carrie Linnell. The German Shepherd, who they later named Rain, was in bad shape. Her ears looked like flies had bitten them badly. Her fur was dirty and matted. And she was so scared. She wouldn't take any food. She just stayed hidden and cried those human-like cries. Everyone wondered what terrible things had happened to make her so afraid of people. Loretta and her husband, who also rescues animals with Hope for Paws, knew they had to be very careful. If Rain got too scared, she might run into the street or hide somewhere even harder to reach. They tried talking to her softly and gently, but Rain stayed hidden and her sad cries continued. They tried to use a special pole with a soft loop on the end to safely catch her. But when Rain saw it, she got even more scared. She squeezed herself under the car, and her cries got louder and sounded even more desperate. She was terrified. Then Rain suddenly ran out from under the car. She found a new hiding spot between two big storage containers. It was a small, dark space where she must have felt trapped. Loretta didn't give up. She knew she had to be patient. Slowly and carefully, she tried to get the soft loop around Rain's neck. Finally, she did it. She gently looped Rain. Even when she was caught, Rain was still very scared. She tried to pull away and run. Her body was stiff with fear. Her cries continued, but maybe a little softer now, like she was just too tired to fight anymore. This was a very important moment. Loretta held the loop gently but firmly and kept talking to Rain in a soft voice. Her husband carefully put another soft loop on Rain for safety. Then they started the slow job of trying to make friends with her. Loretta's husband slowly reached out his hand. He was ready for Loretta to pull Rain back if she tried to bite. But Rain, even though she was so scared, didn't try to hurt anyone. She let him touch her. It was a small step, but a very big one. Slowly, with Carrie also talking to her kindly, Rain started to trust them a little. Her crying began to stop. She started to breathe more calmly. Her body wasn't so stiff anymore. They offered her food again, and this time she took a little bite. After a long time, they were able to gently lead the tired and scared German Shepherd into a crate. She was finally safe. They took her straight to the animal hospital. At the hospital, Rain got the help she needed. They cleaned her sore ears. They gave her a warm bath and washed all the dirt from her fur. Underneath all that fear and dirt, she was a beautiful dog. She seemed to enjoy her spa day. As they washed away the dirt, it seemed like some of her fear washed away too. She started to relax. She understood that these people were kind and their voices were gentle. She seemed to feel safe with Loretta, the woman who had patiently rescued her. Rain was starting to change. A few days later, something wonderful happened. Loretta and her husband were rescuing another dog named Monkey. Their friend Allison Dunbar, who was an actress, was with them. After they rescued Monkey, they all went to the hospital to help clean him. And at the hospital, Allison met Rain. Allison looked at Rain and saw past all the fear. She saw a sweet, gentle dog inside. Allison fell in love with Rain right away. Rain spent a little time getting better and learning to trust people with a group called the Lovejoy Foundation. Then Allison and her family, Kyle and Ernie, came to visit Rain again. It was clear they were meant to be together. Soon, Rain was adopted. Her new name became Sassy Pants Dunbar. It was a fun name for a dog who was starting to show her playful side. And Sassy Pants loves her new life. She doesn't have to hide anymore. She isn't scared anymore. She doesn't cry those sad, human-like cries. Now her days are full of soft beds, good food, playing games, and lots of love from her new family. Those heartbreaking, human-like cries from a scared and alone Sassy Pants were her desperate plea for help. Because kind people answered that call, dedicated rescuers stepped in, and a loving family opened their home, she got the happy ending she deserved, proving hope is always there. What went through your mind hearing about a dog crying like a person? Have you witnessed an animal express such deep emotion? Share your stories below. If this journey moved you, please like and share this video. It helps spread these important stories. Subscribe to MESH for more rescue tales that will fill you with happy tears. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.